Ladies and gentlemen, on this week's edition of the BengeBuster Show, Blaze Man and I sit down and talk to the inventor of the selfie. I'm talking about none other than Sonny Onoo, coming up next on the BengeBuster Show. Ladies and gentlemen, from the studios of the pro wrestling capital of the South, here's another edition of the BengeBuster Show.
WRESTLECADE Weekend returns to Winston-Salem, November 29th, 30th, and December 1st. Meet your favorite wrestling stars. Experience live wrestling events all 3 days. Shop for your favorite wrestling merch and more. Join us for family-friendly fun for wrestling fans of all eras during WRESTLECADE Weekend, November 29th, 30th, and December 1st. All goes down at the Benton Convention Center in Winston-Salem. Tickets and info at WRESTLECADE.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another hot, exciting edition of the BengeBuster Show. I'm your host, Tony Benge, with my co-host, the Blaze Man. I'm talking about none other than Red Hot Tim Blaze. Tim, how are you doing this evening, sir?
Tony, I'm doing great. How are you today?
Man, I'm doing good, Tim. I tell you, it's been a crazy week. The big news in pro wrestling today, Eric Bischoff no longer with WWE. What do you think about that?
He's no longer with WCW either.
This is true, right?
Yeah, that's big news right there. We'll see what that turns out to be. A lot of rumors going around right now, so we'll see what turns out of it. I'm very excited. Also, big news, and I know we usually talk a lot of old school wrestling, but the Twitter war with the House there, House Hardy going on. That's a little entertainment in the media world. So,
oh yeah, and I'm sure that's going to be exciting to see how that pans out as well. But I messed up and said WCW. I didn't mean to say that. But speaking of WCW, our guest this week is none other than the great Sonny Onoo. What do you think about that, Tim?
Sonny Onoo. Also going back I'm swinging back in full circle now. The two guests that we mentioned, Eric Bischoff and House Hardy, will all be at WRESTLECADE. So remember to get your tickets to see them, meet and greet, photo opportunities for House Hardy. And I'm talking about everybody except for the WWE superstar. That's wonderful. The creator of the Broken Brilliance, Matt Hardy, will not be at WRESTLECADE, of course, but his beautiful wife, Rebby, will be there, as well as Senor Benjamin, Wolfie, and also Maxwell will be there. Again, Eric Bischoff will be there also at a separate booth, so remember to see them. But, yeah, I'm so excited about our today's guest, Sonny Onoo, international superstar. What I mean by that is he's been all over the globe. He was in WCW, and he's here on the BengeBuster Show today, Tony.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. Can't wait to talk to him. As a matter of fact, Tim, it looks like he is calling in right now. The line is lighting up. I know that's him. So let's take a little pause and come back with Sonny Onoo right after this.
Hey, we're back with our guest, Sonny Onoo. Thank you, Sonny, for calling on line one today.
I'm right here waiting for your questions.
Good. Waiting for our question. Well, first of all, fans, let's let you know again, thank you so much for being with the BengeBuster Show. You're looking at the show today and listening to Sonny Onoo, WCW's selfie, the innovator of the selfie, if you will. He's managed many international superstars in WCW, most notably the Ultimo Dragon, and he's coming to WRESTLECADE this year. Of course, he's been there several years through the years, but Sonny, thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, thanks for having me, and I'm really glad that I get to come back to WRESTLECADE again. I love the people in North Carolina. Of course, that's Ric Flair country. But even when I was back in the WCW days, the Tobacco Road over there had the most beautiful people up and down that road. So yeah, I love North Carolina.
Well, we love you too, Sonny, and I think you're a big hit every year. You bring a different star with you every year, and I don't see how you do it. You really every year you turn it up a notch, so to speak. But I mean, just talk to me a little bit about that. We want to talk a little bit about that a little later on, but this, what you bring to WrestleCade is just phenomenal. But tell us about the early days of Sonny Onoo. What went on earlier before meeting Eric Bischoff at WCW and your martial arts days? Tell the BengeBuster fans a little bit about Sonny Onoo.
Eric just did this week's 83 Weeks. He's got one of the top podcasts in the country. And
Wow.
about 4 minutes into it, it was Ask Eric Anything was a topic of his podcast this week, or last week, I should say. And somebody asked about how much would Ninja Star Wars be worth now if you could even find one. And what Ninja Star Wars was a game that I created and had Eric. We were friends in our 20s as a martial artist, traveling all over, including North Carolina. It was a place that we could go as a young 20-year-olds. We could go all over the country and go to a karate tournament and punch and kick people and not get arrested. So,
yes,
that was the thing that we were, that's what we were into. And that's how we became friends with Eric Bischoff and I. And when I created this game, and Eric being a business mind person, he took this game and said, we got to get this game on TV so we can sell this thing. So he went to AWA, was run by Vern Gagne and a family. And they had a syndicated a national TV show that All-Star Wrestling. And
right.
In turn of them getting money for their show, they would get commercial time. And that's how we got a game on there. Eric pitched it to Vern, and Vern says, okay, we're gonna, we made a deal to be able to them to become a partner on revenue from the game and allow us to put our game on their television show or commercial time. And that's how Eric got in the professional wrestling business. If he was,
wow.
Eric talks about it in his podcast. He says if he wasn't for the friendship with Sonny Onoo and martial arts, we would never, hooked up about Ninja Star Wars. There was no Ninja Star Wars. There will be no Eric Bischoff and Vern Gagne and AWA. And
wow. So you started pretty much with promotional consideration, paid for by the following.
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's
I've never heard that story. I've listened to Eric before, but never heard that story put the way you did there. It's just beautiful, beautiful. So
what happened was when Eric became Eric was selling syndicated shows for Vern, and
right.
One day, one of their main announcers didn't show up, or actually he was incapable of doing interviews on television, and they said, Eric, what's that jacket you wear? And they got him a jacket and gave him a microphone and tell him to start interviewing wrestlers, and that's how he got to be in front of the camera, and he was starting to sell those TV AWA back to Atlanta on Superstation, the TBS back in the early days of cable, and that's how Eric got a job at WCW.
Wow, that's awesome. So it all started there.
Later, yeah, and a few years later, he called me up and he said, "Hey, how good you Japanese?" And I said, "Well, I'm born there." And he asked me to help him out with patching up some relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And him and I flew there, and that's when the talent exchange program started with WCW and New Japan, with Masa Saito being the catalyst, Brad Rengens, and that's when we started bringing all those all those guys you still see now, even that I manage, like Great Muta, Chono, of course, Masa Saito and Kensuke. Those guys have, passed away or retired. But that's how that relationship happened. So it all comes down to martial arts and ninja Star Wars and how we got in the wrestling business.
That is wild. That is just so crazy. So I knew it had a lot to do with Bischoff and coming in there, but I just didn't know how much involved it was. You were right there in the middle of all of that.
Yeah, it was the greatest time, because of a relationship, and it really is, doing business internationally is all about relationship. It's not, you can't just go there and say, I have a better product, I have a better deal, you need to start working with me. They don't work that way. It's building a relationship. That's why New Japan and Ring of Honor work together so closely. I think New Japan can probably do especially right now. There's a lot of opportunity for New Japan to work with a different, company in the United States, wrestling company. But they stay with Ring of Honor because that's the relationship they have. And that's why they work together very closely. And
those rare appearances too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I mean, you talk about, how you guys do such a great job with WrestleCade and bringing the talent that I have brought, and pass. And of course, I still work with Ultimo Dragon. I'll be with them. Matter of fact, I will be in North Carolina with Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah.
I believe on 15th, I'll be with them. I'll be making an appearance. And Lewis Moore's promotion
in Clayton, Clayton, North Carolina fans. If you're anywhere near Clayton, if you're hearing the BengeBuster show right now, go see Lewis Moore's crew there at NAWA, I think NACW.
Yeah.
NACW.
And Ultimate Dragon's going to be there with Sonny Onoo. What is it? November 15th?
15th. Yeah, we'll be there.
15th.
And yeah.
Clayton is just an hour away from everywhere around North Carolina. So go ahead and make sure you check that out, fan. I'm glad you mentioned that, Sonny.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for mentioning that.
And
that's a class show too.
Yeah, and those guys do a great job. Last time I was there with 2-3 years ago, I was there managing Sanjay Dewitt, who is now with WWE. He's the agent over there. So, a lot of classy, amazing talent guys. And, you need to come out and see Ultimo Dragon because I think he's getting towards the end of his run. He might have a couple more years left. That guy's amazing what he can still do. And I'll be there managing him. And, of course, we're going to be at WrestleCade with you guys. But, I got the greatest, and bar none, current greatest probably – arguably, certainly, wrestling star, Great Muta, will be.
What? I'm telling you, the fans. Yeah. This is a rare appearance. This doesn't happen every day. You can't walk into an arena every day in the United States and expect to much less see the Great Muta, but also speak to the Great Muta and get the Muta's autograph and get Muta's photo selfie taken with Sonny Onoo. I mean, talk to us, Sonny. How special is this appearance at WrestleCade with the Great Muta?
The Great Muta was out for about a year. He had a double knee surgery actually, and I can't believe he's back wrestling. But he will be wrestling at WrestleCade, and he's gonna be. We'll be doing meet and greet, photo sessions, and you're not gonna get too many chances. We're getting into the tail end of these guys' careers, and what's amazing about Keiji Muto, that's his other persona name, and you're not gonna get these too many opportunities, and Tracy and Tim had a lot to do with trying to put this thing together, and you're not gonna have the opportunity to see these guys, and certainly get a photo with them and maybe ask a few questions. You got to remember, Keiji Muta has wrestled the greatest of all the wrestlers in the United States, the Stings, the Hogans, and going back and I'm sure you're going to have some questions that you're not going to be able to ask because he's Japanese. But I'm going to be there to translate your question and present it to him, and you get to hear it directly from Muta's mouth.
But Sonny, let me clear the air with something too. Also, let me also put a spoiler out there, okay? Because a lot of people know this. Not a lot of people know this, but Sonny has put an ultimatum on this thing and pretty much made the Great Muta as an open challenge. So whoever it is about to be famous.
Well,
so Sonny has assured me that it's an open challenge. So it's open to any American wrestler, any Japanese wrestler, any Mexican wrestler, Mexico, Canada, wherever it's from. Sonny has assured me that it's an open challenge, and the Great Muta will take nothing less than the best that WrestleCade has to offer.
And absolutely, you got to remember, for the wrestler who get to wrestle Great Muta, you got to imagine what's that mean to you and your resume. You're talking about your name going to be in next to Sting, Hogan, and these the greatest of the wrestler known in history has wrestled Great Muta, and whoever's get to wrestle Great Muta at the WrestleCade, your name going to be right next to those legendary names. So
yes,
there you go. There's your opportunity. You better not pass
Absolutely.
it up.
There you hear it right from the horse's mouth. The spoiler alert. Sonny Onoo, you wanted your spoiler, Tony. There it is.
I was about to say that's another spoiler for the BengeBuster show right here, fans. That's why I tell everybody make sure they tune in each week because we got the stuff before it gets advertised at WrestleCade.
What questions do you have for Sonny? I know that we've been talking a lot, but I know the Benge has a great question lined up for you, Sonny.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, Sonny, I was just going to ask you. I know you mentioned Muta, but who was probably one of your favorite guys to manage during those years? Because I mean, you managed some of the greatest from Japan and Mexico, but which one was your favorite, all-time favorite?
Well, history was made. I'm going to back up a little. I will answer your question, but I'm going to back up a little bit. You got to remember how big NWO was. We probably all recognize probably NWO angle was probably the greatest angle in history of wrestling.
Yes, right. Agreed.
And you got to remember NWO Japan, which is their version, New Japan version of Hall and Nash was Great Muta and Chono. You got to remember Chono double-crossed me and joined NWO, and then I brought Muta to avenge my honor, and Muta double-crossed me and joined NWO, and they created NWO Japan. If you go back in history,
yes,
and
I
that
remember
became
that.
one of the biggest angle in New Japan history as well. And to tell you that I know that's to be fact, I was recently back to honor Masa Saito in February with Eric Bischoff in Osaka, Japan, this past February. And one of the New Japan executives told me that they sold $7 million worth of NWO T-shirt in 1998.
Wow.
Ooh.
And imagine how big that angle was. It was beyond wrestling. So, and I understand from what I heard, the bird was chirping over here and there that there might be a reunion of NWO Japan at WrestleCade. Here's another one for you. So if that happens, it has not happened yet in this continent. So if that happens, boy, I tell you what, you want to get your picture with NWO Japan and be part of the history. And there you go. There's another big scoop for you.
Wow,
that is a big scoop because so we had Scott Norton on the show a couple of weeks back, and we hadn't announced that yet, and he knows that he's seen it since, and he loves the idea of a reunion of NWO Japan.
If it happens, well, I tell you what, you got to get the WrestleCade. Make sure that you're not going to miss out on these chances. But to answer your question, who was the greatest guys that I managed? I would have to say Ultimo Dragon. I still manage him to this date. and as far as the a luchador goes, I got to manage La Parca, the chairman.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as American wrestler goes, of course, Ernest the Cat Miller.
Yeah.
So and what's great about all this, we're going on in 20 plus years since WCW, but I probably talked to Ernest. I talked to him 3 times today. So it isn't the week goes by without me talking to a lot of these guys, including people like La Parca, Psychosis, Damien, a lot of those luchadors, and so one of the things I can say about my career and at WCW was, I made great friends, and I continued to have those friendships. That it was so great. What happened when you travel on the road like we did is they become your family. I did say,
right,
as the luchador used to say to me, "Nueva familia," my new family, and
right.
so it was a great time. But if I had to pick, as I was saying, probably be with all the people that all the wrestlers I got to be great friend with. I still in touch with Ultimo Dragon and Ernest Miller, like I said, and we still work together a lot. So, one of the big thing that Kaz Hayashi, if you remember, he was the one of the wrestlers that we had at WCW. He since the demise of WCW, he went to WWE for a little bit. Then he went back to Japan, and then now he's the president of Wrestle One promotion in Japan, whose chairman happened to be Great Muta. So last June, we did a tour of the United States, of New York, Atlanta, Dallas, Kansas City, Oakland, and California, or LA, and we chose 2 guys and gave them a scholarship to go train in Wrestle One Dojo in Japan. And matter of fact, I'm taking 14 guys over there next week to Shinjuku, Japan, to Wrestle One Dojo. We're going to be training there, and these guys will be performing in Japan. And we're going to be doing more tryout next year. So, stay tuned. I'm on a Facebook as Sonny Onoo, and you can find me there. That's the easiest way for you to ask questions on a messenger, and doing a lot of things still in the wrestling world.
Absolutely. And Sonny, you're a very, very approachable person. I love that about you. I know you and I have worked together very, very close in the last few years, especially with WrestleCade and AML Wrestling. And it's a pleasure and an honor to have you here on the BengeBuster Show today. And we look forward to seeing you coming up November the 30th at WrestleCade.
I'm so excited to be there. And these guys at WrestleCade put together an amazing show. And one of the best thing about WrestleCade is unlike a lot of other promotions, you get to go and talk to all these great stars that you normally didn't even get to see in backstage. They don't hide. They don't run from parking lot to the back of the building. They're out there. You get to spend time, ask questions, and like what Tim was just saying, how easy I am to approach. My price of approaching to me is just bottle of Coors Light, and I'm yours. So
that's right.
Hey, there you go, Tim.
I'll see you at the bar, right?
And remember, yes, absolutely. And don't forget, fans, you've got to get that selfie with Sonny. It's a WrestleCade have-to kind of thing. People are lined up getting selfies with Sonny from 9 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Tell them, Sonny, join the selfie team.
Absolutely. So, come in and ask, and we'll get your autograph, and we'll do a selfie, and be sure to blow it up. So when you come back next year to WrestleCade, I can sign that one for you.
That's right. Well, Sonny, thank you so much again for spending your time with us at BengeBusters today. And if there's anything we could ever do for you, don't hesitate to give me a call anytime, day or night, okay?
All right, Tim. Thanks so much, you guys, for having me. And hey, we're just only a few weeks away So be sure
That's
to
right.
be sure to get your ticket and witness something that you haven't gotten to see. Certainly, some of the stars are going to be there, pretty amazing, and who knows what other Japanese star I'll bring. You never know.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. The innovator of the selfie, Sonny Onoo.
Thank you,
Thank
Sonny.
you.
Man, Tim, that was a great interview there with Sonny Onoo. I mean, he has some spoilers that you only hear first here on the BengeBuster Show. Like we told the fans last week, man, the BengeBuster Show is hot. We got the scoop before it hits the WrestleCade website.
I like it. You know what I like best about it? Because the rib on Tracy Myers.
Yeah, right.
Hey, so he gets to hear it first on the BengeBuster Show. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love
right?
it. Exactly.
Sonny Onoo has opened an open challenge. Sonny Onoo has put an open challenge out at WrestleCade. Do you know what that means? It means the booking committee can put their pens down for a minute.
That's right.
It means the matchmakers can stop worrying about who's going to get their butt kicked by or who may kick somebody's butt. Who knows? But look, hey, all I know is that's an open challenge by the Great Muta, as per Sonny Onoo, the manager.
And Tim,
hilarious.
you know what
I'm
that means too?
right now.
That means somebody's getting sprayed.
That about made me. My water almost came out of my nose just now. I'm telling you.
Somebody's
This is
getting
hilarious.
sprayed, man. This is awesome.
This is a rib. This is a rib on Tracy Myers, but it's not a rib. This is for real. That's the manager of the Great Muta, so he can make any rules he wants to, bring an international superstar in from Japan. And his ultimatum to WrestleCade is the only way you get Great Muta here is it's the open challenge.
Man,
An open challenge.
I'm telling
Who's
you,
it going to
fans.
be, Tony?
I don't know, Tim. I've got my name, or I've got ideas of who it could be. But brother, think about this for a minute. Think about all of the guys, all the talent that's going to be there at WrestleCade. Who is Sonny Onoo going to choose? Wow.
Tony, what idea? Who you said you may have an idea? Who do you think? I mean, I'm my mind is blown. I can't think who it could be.
Me neither, Tim. I mean, if I said one name, I would say, well, no, it'd be this guy. No, there's just so many opportunities there at WrestleCade. A lot of big stars are going to be there. But Tim, I have to say, I think this is going to be the biggest WrestleCade to date. What do you think?
I don't know, but you know what? I like to see Scott Steiner lock up with him one good time. I'm just thinking, what
that would be good.
Possibilities? I mean, I don't know that Scott's even wrestling, but he's going to be there.
Right.
There are people that's going to be there. It may take that open challenge because once the word gets out, somebody's going to be famous again.
Yeah, and Tim,
somebody's going to be.
What happens
again.
if multiple people come up there and want to take the challenge? And
all I know is they better have some credibility to them. They better have wrestled somebody before.
Right. And Tim, another thing, Sonny also talked about the NWO Japan. I mean, what if that plays into WrestleCade?
Well, Scott Norton already said he's getting in the ring. Remember a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, he did.
And he said NWO Sting's going to be right beside him. So what does he mean by saying that, Tony?
Man.
Maybe we got the biggest clues on the BengeBuster Show and don't even realize it when it's happening.
Right. Exactly, Tim.
Oh, my God.
Man, I know I'm excited about the BengeBuster Show being at WrestleCade this year. We're going to be talking to as many of the stars there that we can get over to our table. But Tim, the big story right now is the open challenge from the Great Muta.
Did you realize we were going to get that spoiler?
No, Tim.
I didn't.
No,
all I know is in between the break, he mentioned to me, Tim, can I talk about the open challenge? And I'm like, we briefly spoke, just in passing.
Mm-hmm.
But what? And then he just let it go. He just let it go, Tony. It's an open challenge at WrestleCade. You've heard it first, the BengeBuster Show. I hope Tracy Myers is listening. iHeartRadio, Tracy Myers. iHeartRadio. You can also listen to it on YouTube. You can also find the news out about the Great Muta Open Challenge on iTunes, Spotify, and other platforms across this great nation and all over the world. The Great Muta, the Open Challenge. I know. Whatever we say next is just not going to be able to top it. But let's talk a little bit about WrestleCade and what went on, and give us some insight on the fabulous Freebird package you were talking about with me,
and the other things that you've seen online today with WrestleCade.
Yeah, I was noticing earlier today, Tim, I was excited about this because you know how much I like the Fabulous Freebirds. It's an exclusive to WrestleCade only, but fans, let me tell you, you better go online and purchase these because there are only 100 available. But it is a autographed picture or autographed copy. Michael Hayes, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. This has been created exclusively for WrestleCade only. You can't find it online. You can't buy it in the store. You've got to buy this for WrestleCade. But I'm telling you, you need to go on the WrestleCade Facebook page. Look at the link. Go to the link and buy your copy right now because, fans, there's only 100 available. Once those 100 are gone, they're gone. But it's a really cool thing, Tim. It looks like a comic book, and it says giant size Fabulous Freebirds, Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin side by side in an amazing tag team action. It looks like in the picture of the beating up the dynamic dudes, but I'm telling you, man, this thing is awesome and it's exclusive just for WrestleCade.
Well, it sounds like they only have 99 of them now, Tony. You just sold one.
Yeah, I think I did, Tim.
Don't get beat up. I tell you, that's a great deal. That's a great deal. What else did you see on the WrestleCade website?
And then the other thing is, we're talking about there's a photo op with the Great Muta and Vampiro.
Yes, I saw that. The Great Muta and Vampiro when they were tag team champions of the world. That's a very rare photo op.
Yes, that's going to be cool.
So definitely want to get that. Also, the NWO Japan that Sonny Onoo mentioned. Photo opportunity with Great Muta, with Scott Norton, with NWO Sting. Now, that's something, if that happens, fans, and I always say card subject to change because I don't know what kind of mood these guys are in that they get here. But I'm telling you, if that happens, that's one line you will not be missing out on because that's a rare photo opportunity right there, something to put in your scrapbook. And, again, that's something I'd probably want to get a photo made and go to Pip Printing and go ahead and get it printed out and bring it back and go ahead and get it autographed.
I'm telling you.
I wouldn't want to take a chance of not wanting to get it autographed.
Exactly. And, Tim, I just got another update from WrestleCade. New guest announcement, Homicide and Hernandez.
Oh, Homicide and Hernandez. That's a great addition to WrestleCade. I'd love to see them wrestle the Rock and Roll Express. That'd be a dream match for me. But I digress on that. I digress.
Oh, it would be awesome. It'd be awesome. And Homicide and Hernandez is being brought to us by AML Wrestling.
AML Wrestling. Oh, even better chance of getting them against the Rock and Roll. Anyway, I digress again, Tony. I got to stop.
Hey, I'm telling
check
you.
this out. Did you see the match announcement? The match announcement between Andrew Everett versus John Schuyler at the Showcase of Champions on Friday night.
Yes, I saw that. That right there is going to be a tremendous match, fans, for you to witness there live at WrestleCade.
I got two words for you. Show stealer, son.
Yes.
Show stealer.
Yes, I agree.
That match right there could be show stealer of the night on Friday night. John Schuyler is one of the top independent wrestlers all over the world. I said it, all over the world. John Schuyler, a little cowboy dude off WWE. What was Ricky Roberts? Was that his name?
Ricky Roberts,
it, man.
I love it.
He made me proud. He made me proud of North Carolina that night. Also, his opponent Andrew Everett. I tell you what, I've been around Andrew for how old he is. I don't know, 22, 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Been around him every year he's been around. I mean, I've watched him grow up in wrestling. He's one of the best in the world. So you'll see those two go at it, clash head to head. I think it's for the PWI.
Yes,
title?
PWI title. Exactly. Yes, sir.
So that's going to be on Friday Night Showcase of Champions. Wow, I'm out of breath, Tony.
Me
that
too,
was a
Tim.
great WrestleCade.
I mean, yeah, and this has been a tremendous week. I know I say this every week, but Tim, the BengeBuster Show just gets bigger and bigger every week.
Well, it's not going to get bigger and bigger if they don't hit that like button. Got to hit
right.
the like button,
hit the like
notification,
button, fans.
subscription. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Subscribe to it. Download it anywhere you go to. You don't have to download it. Listen to it for free. You don't have to pay anything. It's iTunes, iHeartRadio. All the platforms have the BengeBuster Show with Blaze and Benge. as we binge on pro wrestling. That's what we do. We binge on pro wrestling, giving you the scoops, the spoilers, all WrestleCade. Go to WrestleCade.com. That's www.WrestleCade.com for tickets, info. Less than 50 tickets left for WrestleCade, less than 6 tickets for the Super Pass, VIP Pass.
The VIP,
so that's the update on the tickets.
And I'm telling you, fans, make sure that you're not left out, because I'm telling you, whenever come Monday morning after WrestleCade, when you go online, you get on your Facebook and you Twitter, and you're passing time by while you're in the bathroom or you whatever, and you see all the matches that you missed, you're gonna be kicking yourself in the hiney on Monday morning.
Or you're a hater and you just hate it because you just don't like WrestleCade anyway, and you just hate that you missed all the fun again another year. So don't miss it. Don't be that one. Don't be the one that hates it. Don't be the one that hates it. Be the one that embraces it.
And
just know that WrestleCade is just for the fans and for the fan at heart. Even if you're just fans, if you've not been into wrestling for years, get into it again, fans. It's time to do it.
I'm telling you, it's going to be great. And Tim, over the weekend, I was thinking about our conversation with Black Bart, and I took out my Austin Hall boots. I polished them up, and they're ready to come to WrestleCade.
Oh, that sounds great. Well, get out your lay for next week. Get out your lay for next week because I got a special guest for you next week.
Okay.
How about the Wild Samoans next week? How about at least off of the Wild Samoans next week?
Wow, I love that.
WWF, a Hall of Famer off of the Wild Samoan next week on the BengeBuster Show.
Man, I love that. See fans here, and who knows what kind of surprise he may have in store for us in WrestleCade, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, you know who his family is, the Samoan dynasty on the big product every single week. So you never can tell what the BengeBuster Show may bring for you next week. But definitely off of the Wild Samoan. The Wild Samoans will be here live at a living color just for you, Daddy. I'm
telling you, fans. Well, Tim, thank you again. This show was very fun and very shocking. Like I said, the big story is the Muta Open Challenge at WrestleCade. And Tim, that I'm still speechless on that.
Oh, that's a spoiler. That is that's something that the nobody knows, not even Tracy Myers, and I hope he listens to the show very soon, so he'll know how to prepare WrestleCade this year for that big match. Yeah, and Tim, when we go off the air, you probably should go ahead and let him know that way. He's got everything ready so that tomorrow morning, when he wakes up and sees it, he's not he's not like Fred Sanford having a heart attack. Exactly. And I think Brian Hawks is the one that has the heart attacks above the two. Oh, okay. Well, Brian, no worries. Sonny Onoo let the cat out of the bag. It wasn't Blazing Benge. That's it. All right, Tim. Well, have a good week, my friend, and I will talk to you next week. All right, Tony. We'll see you next time on the BengeBuster Show.
WrestleCade Weekend returns to Winston-Salem, November 29th, 30th, and December 1st. Meet your favorite wrestling stars. Experience live wrestling events all 3 days. Shop for your favorite wrestling merch and more. Join us for family-friendly fun for wrestling fans of all eras during WrestleCade Weekend, November 29th, 30th, and December 1st. All goes down at the Benton Convention Center in Winston-Salem. Tickets and info at WrestleCade.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another edition of the BengeBuster Show. Make sure you go like our Facebook page and download each of your favorite episodes on your favorite podcast platform. We are available on iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. Tune in each week as we relive the glory days of professional wrestling.